And Anna from Lunchtime with Anna. I have a very special guest along with the rest of the guests that I have today. This is Desiree. She's somebody very, very special to me. Can you tell everybody how you're special to me?
I'm her daughter.
they call her my twin. They call her my twin. So on air today, we have Becky Brown. Becky Brown, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, good afternoon here. I guess it's good morning over there, right?
No, it's right about noon. So.
Okay. Kristen Mercedes-Benz, are you there?
Yes, I am. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you? Next, we have.
I'm hanging in there.
Cindy.
Next, we have Cindy Hyle. Are you on air?
Yes, I am. Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, thank you. I'm looking forward to this.
Awesome. So we'll start with, who do you want to start with? I'll give it your choice. I've interviewed some of these people. So what we're doing is,
this is Kristen, because I've got to get off at like 12:40, unfortunately. But I wanted to at least call in and say hi.
Okay. Okay, and this is Kristen, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, give me 1 second because we have a caller calling in. Caller, go ahead with your name and your comment or your question. By the way, this is the cast, part of the cast from Love, Song, and Power that we're interviewing today.
Hey, Anna, this is Stevie Kinchin, the writer of Love, Song, and Power.
How are you doing? Now you're calling on the right day.
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing wonderful. Just taking a little brief moment from work. I'm really busy, but I just wanted to say I wanted to thank my wonderful, amazing cast and crew for their hard work and dedication of this film. And I'm so excited. I can't wait to meet you guys. It's going to be a journey. I just wanted to thank Mr. Eric for this opportunity. And I just want to be not just for filming, but I just want to be a part of you guys' heart and a big, great friendship. And that's all I have to say about that. And y'all have a good day, and God bless you, and God keep you all.
You as well. And I will be contacting you very soon about the message that you wrote me the other day. So I will be contacting you very soon. I have not forgotten you, okay?
Okay. Y'all have a great day.
You too, Stevie.
Okay, Mercedes. Take care.
Bye-bye.
We have 4 other callers on the line. Producer, can you give me one of the area codes so it'll make it easier and I don't have a lot of people talking at the same time? Oh, okay. All are 239. Okay. So 239, one of you guys try to space your comment or your question out. That way we're not all talking at the same time. 239, go ahead with your name in your comment or your question.
This is Deborah Ford. I don't really have a question. I was told to call in as one of the guests is unable to show. So if you needed me to talk, I could call back.
Okay.
The other two speak.
No. That's fine. That's fine. Now there's 4 again. Okay. So the person that just called in, go ahead with your name, your comment, or your question. Hi, Deborah, by the way. How are you?
Fine. Hi. And you?
Good. Caller that just called in, go ahead with your name, your question, and or your comment. So, this question. Oh, it was Deborah. I'm sorry, Deborah. I didn't realize that was you calling in. Thank you. And thank you for really listening in to see when we were tuning in. I appreciate that. And you said that you wanted to wait for what? I'm sorry.
Well, I'm not the original guest anyhow, but Eric said to call you, so I did. And that's good. but
No,
I want
you
Becky
can go
and
ahead
Kristen
and
and
call
everybody
in
else
and
to
give
have
your
their time.
comment or
Yeah,
your question. Of course, you know that. Anything you want to say about Love Song and Power, say it.
great. Looking forward to being back on set.
Awesome. Do you know when you guys are going back on set?
No, I don't. I think maybe in August. I'm not sure.
Hopefully. We'll keep that in your prayers. You can either stay on the line or you can go ahead and hang up, but we'll go ahead and we'll be asking some questions and stuff. So if you'd like, you could stay online. That's fine, Deborah. I would appreciate it because maybe
Hang on,
sometimes.
if you have any people, that's fine. I'll listen, and if they need someone to call in later, I can.
Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
So
We love you, Deb.
Hey, Kristen. Hey, Becky.
Hey, babe.
Thanks, Deb. Bye. Bye, Deb.
Bye.
okay, my first question is to Kristen. Can you tell the listening audience about your character? And all of these questions were chosen by my co-host. So she wants to know how talk about who your character is.
Okay, I'm playing the role of Amber. I am Prana, aka Violet's best friend in the film. I'm her rock and her confidant. As I stated a few weeks back, that actually is not exactly far-fetched from the truth. Although all of us have many friends, and a lot of our friends are even on this cast and crew. Prana is one of my besties, as well as Eric, and we do cheer each other on like nobody's business, because this business isn't always the best business for people cheering you on, but when you find the right crew, it certainly is. And Prana is truly one of my best friends, so to portray that within the film is a blessing.
I didn't know that. So that one's like news to me. That's pretty awesome. And I can't wait to personally meet Prana and Eric in person. I'm just dying to meet them. They just look like such beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls. From what I've heard and seen.
Prana gives the world the best hugs.
So my
She's
co-host
amazing.
has the next
Eric.
one. I'm sorry?
I said Prana gives the best hugs. She's amazing, and so is Eric.
And her spirit just looks like it. Like I've already told her, like she just looks like one of those huggers. I'm sure she's had a hard time, like like us Puerto Ricans have that. We love to hug. I'm sure she's had the worst of time because she just looks like a hugger and a kisser, and on the cheek. And
they're amazing. They're so compassionate. They're so passionate. They're so God-driven. That is, I could never express in verbally or within a million books if I were to write them how much I respect both of them, how much I admire both of them, and how much they've done for me in my faith alone. Within the past couple of years, they've really helped me evolve within my own faith and belief system, and reintroduce me to our Father above, if you will, in a new way that spoke well differently to me than anything else I've been introduced to in the past. So I will never ever be able to repay them for that, but my love and admiration for them, I could never express verbally.
Can I give you some advice?
Absolutely.
Play it forward. Play it forward. We need to live in a better world, and we need more people like them all around the world. And just play it forward, and somebody's going to feel the very same way about you. Somebody did it with me, and I tried to play it forward.
I believe in that 100% wholeheartedly, and that's exactly what I've been doing as often as I can, especially since the day that Prana came over and really assisted me earlier last year in 2019 when I probably needed it most. To have friends like that, it is a scary world out there, and sometimes you don't click with people and they don't understand, especially in this business. It is a little bit of a different business. It's definitely not a 9 to 5. I wouldn't say there are any hours. It's 24/7. And it's fast paced at that. So to have friends within the business is a blessing, let alone those that have the same belief system as I do and have assisted me in transforming into the person that I am and continuing to be.
That, you know what? That is the most beautifulest answer, right? And, I've raised my children to be the very same way. I don't speak of them much on air because my private life means a lot to me, but she's almost of age. So, she's at that age where she can be seen and it's okay. And, we had to talk about this before the show. So I was like, yeah, I'll have you co-host. It's a little bit different because I'm used to running everything. So it's a bit out of the ordinary for me, but that's even something that she will take with her because she's a great listener and, she takes a lot of what people say to heart. And what you said about them just even makes me respect them even more, which I already have thought very highly of both of them and what I see and, what I've seen on Facebook and while they're on air. That they've spoken to me on the show. Can you go ahead with the next question to Miss Kristen?
What was the hardest part you thought you played in the?
Could you hear her? Is Kristen still there? Sometimes we had tough. Kristen, can you hear us?
I'm here. Yes, I
Okay.
can.
Okay. So my co-host was asking, what was the hardest part that you thought that you played in the movie? So what was the most difficult part for you out of the acting that you did out of your role in the movie? I know.
So far, what we have filmed for me to portray, I would probably say my frustrations towards her, towards getting up and getting motivated and letting her star shine brightly. She gets up, and Prana in real life does get up and work very hard every single day. I will tell you that. I know that to be factual. However, in the movie, she's Violet is not, as up and driven and believing in herself as she could be at times, especially in the beginning. So I would say that driving across to her in some of the scenes, get up, I'm sick of seeing you like this. those are fun and frustrating scenes to portray, because you're trying to get your best friend in the film and in real life, motivated as her character in the film, when in the end, hopefully everything's going to turn out magnificent.
What's your next question?
More shots that are going to be even more challenging.
Yeah, and that makes sense. That makes sense. Exactly what you're saying. I'm dying to see this movie. And some young lady has been watching every show that I air, because I've been airing from home, and she's wanting to watch the movie Love, Song, and Power herself. So we're looking forward to it on January 1st, 2021, if COVID doesn't prevent it from not going on. Go ahead with your next question.
What do you do in real life?
As much as you can say. Don't get too personal, because I know that we all have our private lives.
Well, there's a million things I do in real life. I'm a brand ambassador. I own a company called Russ Seas, which is a nautical animal line of collars, safety collars. I just started launching that. I'm still working on that. I am an avid beach comber, if you will. I love seashells. I love beach hopping, state park hopping. I'll go in the middle of the night, even with my headlamp on, to go get seashells, because that's when a lot of them are running around. Or I don't collect anything that's live, but that's when a lot of them are there. And, you know, obviously not many people are out there with their headlamps in the middle of the night. But I have megalodon teeth that I collected, a ton of them from North Carolina. I collect rocks. I collect sea glass. I've got seashells bigger than footballs and as tiny can be, so that I can put them in with my collars. I'm a brand ambassador for about 4 or 5 different companies. I also bartend here and there, but I haven't been doing that quite as much. But I do a little bit of everything. I get semi-bored quickly, I guess you could say. So I like to keep my hands full, but not overflowing.
And you know what? You know what's funny about that? I love the beach. So does this young
Mhm.
lady. She loves collecting shells as well. We totally get it. We totally hate. We haven't been able to travel to Florida because of COVID. If not, we'd be at the beach, probably right there with you in the middle of the night, collecting seashells and probably live animals too, because we probably wouldn't even know the
That's when
difference.
you'll get grand ones. They're amazing. I mean, it's a little scary out there, and I do get in the water at times, but and there's sharks. But you know, you just got to be cautious and careful, and not let it, you know, ruin everything. But you really should be cautious and careful, you know, at any hour like that. But I love beach coming in, and I want to come up, and maybe if I do, I can come visit you, because I want to go geocaching in the mountains up there.
Anytime you'd like. Anytime you'd like, you are welcome to come. I follow you on Facebook, so I love your posts. I love your posts on the water. I love your face shots that you have, and don't think I don't follow. I do. You know, so I don't always comment, but I am following because I have a million one things. I understand you when you say you wear all these hats, so I totally get it. One more thing I wanted to say, because I know that today your time is you have to leave at a certain time. Can you please tell the listening audience how to get in contact with you while you're not, you know, interviewing on air? If they need to reach you, if they are your fans, so forth, so on, how can they contact Mercedes? Kristen Mercedes Benz. I'm sorry.
Yes, Kristen Mercedes Benz. That is my legal name. That is not a stage name. My mother thought that would be funny. I suppose. I'm Kristen Mercedes Bence, BENCE on Facebook, and it's Kristen_Mercedes_Bence on Instagram. I'm a second AD, second assistant director as well. Miss Becky Brown, that's also on the line. Maybe she can carry over with this. We'll be working on set next month together under COVID regulations. Praying that we will be for a short film called Every Second Counts. We had Becky, myself, and the rest of the cast and crew had a Zoom meeting regarding that last week. But I also direct. You can't miss me online. It says actress second AD under all of my headlines. So I'm right there. And I'm in Southwest Florida right now. I'm up in Tampa actually visiting a friend. But generally I'm a little bit further south than that. I'm also an admin on the Love Song and Power page. So I see a lot that travels through on that page, and AOK as well, and Get TV Live too. So I see a lot of different commentary that comes through. So please feel free, leave us comments, follow us, share, like it. We appreciate it. And Anna, I know you do see what I post. I know you're slammed too, but I see your hearts and I appreciate them, girl. Back at you.
I do, because I love them. I mean, you. When I tell you I love the beach, like I'm jealous. I'm really jealous. Anybody that can hang out at the beach right now, I'm so jealous. And that is my meditating. and I know this interview isn't about me, but that is my meditating place. That is my number one place
That
to
is mine too. I hear
pray. So
that's my
it,
zen.
yes, it's like and so relaxing. So the beach is like I hate it. I have not gotten any color. I'm like but hopefully next year there won't be COVID. I can go to the beach and I can enjoy the waves, the sound, the relaxation. So Kristen,
Yeah.
if I don't get back with you during the interview, it'll probably be, because it's gone over the time that you said you can go on. So ahead of time, I'm going to thank you. And I appreciate you so much for taking out of your time to interview with myself and my co-host, Miss Desiree. Desiree, go
Well,
on to
thank
the
you
next
guys, and thank you, Desiree, and thank you for the callers calling in and all my fellow cast and crew. I love y'all, and I really appreciate it, and thank you for having me today.
You are so sweet, and no problem. That's what we're here for.
Thank
Hopefully
you, hon.
I'll get to talk to you soon, Kristen. Have
Yes,
a good day.
absolutely, Becky. And thank you too for being here, Cindy. I'm sorry I didn't get to say hi to you, sweetheart.
That's okay.
Next questions are for Becky Brown. Talk about your character.
Okay, my character. I play Patricia Walters, and she is the vice president of the Chamberlain marketing firm. And they are a big, successful advertising firm. And I work closely with Mr. Chamberlain. He and I have a history that goes way back. And we interact with a good number of the characters in the film. And we have some high-profile clients, and it's a wonderful role. But I am also in charge of wardrobe, and so with being a part of wardrobe, I was at most of the shooting dates, and lots of things are involved with wardrobe. One thing that's really important for your viewers is that you don't want the wardrobe to take away from the person. You don't want it to be a distraction. If they're saying an important line and the character is so out there that you may be too focused and not get the whole gist of the story or the conversation that's going on. And so it's important that you have the appropriate wardrobe, that it fits the character, it fits the lifestyle, the age, all of that. And then to make sure that it's in the condition it should be in. If it's a very professional person, then it should be pressed and spotless. But if it's a street person, then it would be rumpled and crinkled and probably dirty and ripped. And so a lot goes into that. It's also important for the cast that not always is wardrobe provided. And so you might be given an idea of what to bring for wardrobe, but you have to kind of think outside the box, that thinking, okay, and this works in all aspects of the film, or I'm also a professional model, so I do work that way. And many times they'll say, if we're doing a shoot, it's a lifestyle shoot. Well, you have to be prepared that no matter what, if they're trying to sell a community, a home or a new area to live, then be prepared, because you want to show all the amenities that it might have. If they have a pool, then you might have to have swimsuits along with you, and if it's tennis, have tennis clothing and so forth. And sometimes they may not think until the day of the shoot and say, oh, by chance, did you happen to bring a swimsuit? We want to do a pool scene. Well, if you didn't bring one, then they might not be able to do it. But if you've got it, then you're all set, and you look like, you're very professional too. So you're one up on them there. And that gives you a little idea of what happens. And so, it's, if a button's off, I've got to be prepared to sew a button on, or if something got wrinkled in transition, then be able to steam it out or be prepared that everything looks right. And then to make sure if we have to redo a shoot, I take pictures of every outfit, because then but if we have to redo a shoot, then I have to make sure that person is in the exact same outfit. And
continuity
to
picture.
the point, yes, to the point to where whether or not the gentleman had his top button buttoned on his shirt, if it was done with the button buttoned on the first shoot, then it's got to be buttoned on the second. So that kind of is what I did on Love Song and Power.
So quick question, Becky. With that being said, like, when you guys do go back on a scene, is it that you go back on a scene, like sometimes it can be a month later, or is it like right away normally and then you'll forget, or, as we all have like a lot of things on our mind, how does that normally work?
Well, it depends. There are some times that once they get into editing even, to where something wasn't quite right. It depends upon the film and how big it is and the number of people and how easy it is, whether or not to reshoot it. Sometimes they just have to work around it. But if that would be the instance where you're prepared that, okay, if we have to redo this scene. I was in a film to where one character had a role, and then was available for part of the shoot dates, but then when we were continuing and going on with the film, because it went over a series of months, then that person wasn't available after that. So they had to go back with another person to reshoot some of that, plus the new stuff. So it just all depends.
So
sometimes it can be done in days, and sometimes it's later.
Okay, I see. So then I have another question for you, and this one's going to be iffy. What do you like to do better? Do you enjoy costumes, or do you like modeling better? Because they're really different. It almost seems like day and night. What does Becky enjoy doing better?
I am blessed that I really balance them both. I love them both. And my husband says, it's hard to call it work for you because you love to do it. And that's the absolute truth. I started out as a model and have modeled, I won't tell you how many years, but I was 20 when I started, and I was in different markets. And I'm 5'6". So at that time, runway, high fashion, they wouldn't hardly look at you if you weren't 5'8". But I did well with catalog work and print work. So I did commercial work and print work. And then I was in another market, the Chicago area, and by then things were a little bit less strict as far as height. I did more fashion, I did more commercial. When we moved to Southwest Florida, that is when I had the opportunity to do my first film, and I was excited to be a part of it and just wanted a small part. Well, as it went on, I wanted to be, I wish I had a bigger part. I want to be a part of this. I have been fortunate that I have had just wonderful experiences with the work that I have done, that the people have been kind, they've been professional. I have not had a bad, knock on wood, praise the Lord, I have not had a bad experience. So
that's a blessing. That's a huge blessing. It really is, because so many actresses go through so many bad situations, and even actors go through so many bad situations, trying to do whatever it is that they're doing when it comes to acting and other things that they do within this what's the word I'm looking for? This industry. Yes, thank you, sweetheart. This industry. She's always there to save me, I tell you. So yeah, so that's a blessing, a huge blessing, and that's awesome. And you know what? Just tell everybody you're 29. That's what I tell everybody. I'm 29 forever. So every birthday I'm 28 and I'll be 29. And what's funny about it, on Facebook, it actually said that. You know how you do like those weird, I forget what you call them, where, you know, it'll say boo or whatever. And it actually said if I was 28, so that would mean that I'll be 29 this year. And I sent it to a group chat that we have, and they just all started laughing because they were like, you know, so I always say that. It's like, how did it know? But yeah, I always say that. So forever you'll be 29, and don't worry about it. You're always 29. No other birthdays. You're just 29. What is the next question that you have for Miss Becky?
What do you do in real life?
So she said, part of
What do I do in my life? Well, it's acting and modeling, and that it's, of course, right now things are slow, but I have I model for a woman's boutique that is a Florida based. They have several stores, and we do. There is one in Hilton Head, but otherwise they're all in Florida, and they're a great family-owned company. And I've been with them for over 6 years, and that is usually in season. And that in season we consider like from October. I usually am working from the middle of October until the beginning of May, and then I'm off for the summer, which is nice because that's when I do all my projects. But unfortunately, this year with COVID, I was able to, my projects could start in the middle of March because everything shut down. So did that. And then I'm with some agencies. And so when any other commercial or modeling or any other work comes in, then they inform me, you know, they let me know, and I go from there. So that's, otherwise I'm, you know, working, just work from home and do what I can. It's important to stay, you know, to keep your skills honed, that you, there's so many online things that you can pick up to self-improvement. And for us as actors is, you know, just how to audition better, just different things. There's some great casting agents, and some of the online casting companies will have some great videos. And so just kind of staying in tune with all of that on what's going on. And nowadays there's more and more self-taping for an audition, to where before, years ago, we were going to an audition, having to audition, and then you didn't know, sometimes you had a call back, and then if you got the call back, and then they'd do, so it was a lot of driving, because it could be anywhere in the state. And so driving to these things, well, now it's kind of made it easier because we can just do your own tape and send it in, and, you know, hopefully get the work from there.
That's awesome. And, you know, that was going to be my co-host's next question to you. How do you get into it? So you pretty much answered her next question, which is kind of funny. Becky, I wanted to ask you if and when any of your fans or anybody who follows this or follows the movie, how can they get in contact with Becky Brown in order to, you know, follow you or whatever, your different websites that you use? How can they get in contact with you? How can they get in contact with the movie or anybody who you deal with within the industry?
Okay.
That would know how to get in contact with Becky Brown.
It's Becky Brown, and brown is like the color brown. Becky Brown on both Facebook and IMDb.
Okay.
And my website is BeckyBrown1, the number 1.com.
Awesome. Awesome.
And Instagram is Becky Brown 1722.
1722. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Is there any other ways to contact you?
Through Eric and Prana.
Of course, of course.
My website, of course, would do it, and my agents.
I'm going to jump off. This is Kristen. I love you guys. Have a great day, and God bless you all.
You too,
God
Kristen.
bless you as well, Kristen, and thank you so much for taking out of your time to interview I just
Pleasure.
I just really want you to know I'm jealous about the beach. So God bless you and enjoy that beach, please, for all of us. I can't get.
I will. And if I ever get to come up and visit, I'll bring you a big seashell for sure.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Appreciate you. Huge hug, huge hug. God bless you.
God bless you guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Next questions are for Cindy Hyle. Talk about your character.
Oh, is this for Cindy?
Yes, ma'am.
Did I hear that? Okay, I just want to make sure. My dog was bugging me here, so I had to make sure I heard you correctly.
It's okay. Desiree, sometimes we have to remind her to speak up. It's beautiful because she's got that soft tone, so she doesn't really yell, which is a good thing. So I don't have those issues at home with a growing teenager. But yes, she's got that tone, so that might have been it as well. So yes, this question's for Sydney.
My role or character, I'm not as experienced in terms of film. So let me back up a little bit to give you some. I have got a couple of different roles there. I'm an employee of the Chamberlain firm. I actually report to Becky's character, and as I'm an assistant. But I also got opportunities to be in different roles, such as I was a bar patron, so I got some interesting other scenes to be in. So my involvement in the play has not been that much. But here's the thing that I have to explain, because I think this is kind of relevant. As I grew up, I loved the stage, and I was more into the theater end of things, dancing on the stage as a kid. And, when I'd auditioned for shows, it would be as a dancer. I never thought of myself, I guess, as an actor. And we moved, Ohio, Kentucky, that sort of thing. And so I never thought of actually, acting until we moved down here, and I started getting a little more confidence. And I started taking lessons at the theaters. I started auditioning and getting comfortable, I guess you could say, and I was getting cast. But I'm looking at the stage, the theater, you have an audience, and suddenly, what we're looking at is I'm looking at, whoa, there's a camera out there. And I had never really done much film work. So I don't know but my point is, I guess, that once I became involved with UFTA, and I thought, wow, this is a neat thing to get involved in, to learn, to expand my horizons, so to speak. Then I started getting little parts in some of their films. So this is kind of new. I've been with them for several years, and I love the fact that they do. They have short films, and as a member, you get a chance to be a part of this, and it's a great learning experience. So back to this particular Love Song and Power, I feel really fortunate to be in it and to be able to work with all these really talented people and that I've been listening to. But I mean, I know the other people on the line here, and it's been a great learning experience. And I feel, like I said, really fortunate that I can gain a different type of experience from the film versus being on stage in a play. So it's kind of windy, but I thought it needed to explain that.
And okay, so because I know it's, or I would think, to do a play at school in contrast, or do something Broadway or whatever, even if you have a small role, or do a commercial, it's probably very different than doing a film, per se.
Yeah.
How was that? Were you like a nervous wreck, or did they just make you totally feel comfortable, like you're at home just having a regular conversation with your family?
You mean the role with this play or with this movie? I'm sorry.
Working with Eric and Prana, I'm assuming that's who it is, right? You work with Eric and Prana, or is it just Eric?
Eric and Prana, they were wonderful. And they're the people that when I first got interested in learning more about film and I joined this group, they were the ones that I first met, and I was totally impressed. I'm a little in the corner thinking, well, these guys are so experienced, but they welcomed me and they sort of nurtured me, and they made me feel welcome. And because I was different in a sense, in that I am this theater person, and memorizing my lines, I've got characters, but I'm not comfortable with film, which I'm not saying that you do have characters in film. I don't mean that, but things are a little different in how it's set up. So they were great, and they welcomed me, they encouraged me, and I'm really pleased to be part of this group because I'm learning a lot from them. And this particular film is. I was in a little one before, and with this group, and again, it's all a learning experience. And I get nervous. I get nervous. It's like, oh my gosh, there's a camera there. So it's helped me in a lot of ways gain more confidence in both the film and theater aspect of things. So I still do more theater, but I want to do more films, and that will take time as I get more experience there.
Absolutely.
And very talented.
You're very kind. Becky, I forgot. Becky's helped me too. I don't mean to leave anybody out because the board of this youth has been wonderful, and like I said, I'm learning a lot from. I guess we learn from each other in a way, so that's good.
Of course, and that's always a good thing, because I think. And I think I said this on one of the prior interviews when I had Prana and a few other people from the cast a few weeks back. I think you can kind of see when everybody gets along or when there's tension. You can even see it, on a film. You can kind of tell, okay, there's something going on there. Or even on a TV show, you can see, even if they try acting, you can kind of feel that tension, whether it's said on TMZ or wherever. You can kind of see it and sense it, So that's pretty awesome that you guys all get along like that, and that, you guys are able to help each other in that sense. I think that makes all the difference in the world. Desiree, go ahead with your next question.
What was the hardest part that you thought you played in the?
I'm sorry. I say that again.
So what was the hardest part that, in your opinion, you played within the movie?
One of the scene that I was in, not as a bar patron, but as a Chamberlain's employee, was we had the general idea of what the scene was going to be, but there was a lot of room for ad-libbing. I don't mean that, but filling in the blanks where there were three of us, and we were chatting about different issues and things like that, and we really hadn't rehearsed all of that. We were given our points, our guidelines, or things to deal with, but it was up to us to kind of fill in the conversation, and that was difficult for me. I think we did okay, but that was a challenge, and so those are the kinds of things for me as a theater person that I'm used to. I have stuff that I've rehearsed and I've got it down pat and I worked on my character, but to be able to do this kind of impromptu and characterization, and that was I really enjoyed it, and I was kind of happy that I think I got away with it. I think it turned out okay. So we'll see. But that was.
I'll tell you, I love impromptu. I just do. Like today, last minute we decided she was coming on, and I just love it because you don't know what to expect. I told her, I said, you pick out the questions. I had my questions already done for the show, but I told her, you pick out the questions, what you think would be good, and I'll kind of let you run it. I'm used to normally running things. I'm very OCD, so if I don't have control, I kind of lose it. but I let her do this, and it's actually working out pretty good. Um, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So good job, honey. If you need, do you have one more question? I'm sorry. See, there I go. I took over again. So go ahead with your next question, Desiree.
My last question is, what do you do in real life?
Well, in real life, let's see, it's a combination of things. Right now, I really enjoy, like I said, having time. My career, I've been in healthcare since I graduated from college. I'm actually a physical therapist, and so totally different, right, from acting, and different routes, so totally. But and a lot of my life, I was just focused on that. And I didn't have time in a way to get away. I started working at the theater. I mentioned that, but as the years go on, I'm not going to tell you my age either. As the years go on, I had more time, and so I started getting into the plays, and I'm still working as a part-time, kind of a PRN now. I'm not full-time, but I enjoy it enough that I want to keep that as part of my real life. I enjoy it, and I'm doing more home health now. I've worked in all kinds of settings throughout my life. I mean, you name it, and I worked in it, Hyle, Kentucky. But now that we're retired here, I still want to work as a PT, and so I enjoy that. So that's a part of it. It's not my total life anymore. Like I said, the acting. I love the beach. When somebody mentioned the beach, I was a kid. I used to go to Fort Myers Beach and collect seashells. I have still gobs and boxes of seashells that I don't know what I'm going to do with, but I can't get rid of them. I play tennis. I like sports. I play some golf. So I try to keep myself active and challenge my brain, and we'll see where it goes from there.
That is absolutely awesome. I used to play tennis. I haven't in years. I would probably not have the right balance for it at this stage of my life, at my whole 29 years of living. So, yeah, I used to love tennis too. It is probably one of the hardest sports. And people don't understand. You have to use your whole entire body to actually be able to play this sport. And they just think, so it's pretty awesome that you did that. And doing PT work, I could imagine, is very difficult on your body and on your hands and so forth, so on. And thank you for helping as many people as you do, or as you have your whole entire life, with that. Now, anything else that you'd like to add to Love, Song, and Power before I ask how can we reach you?
I did want to mention the cast and the crew, Stevie, Eric, Prana, Adele, everybody was so professional, so kind, that it made it a wonderful experience. I think most everyone would agree that we thoroughly enjoyed it. It was like you couldn't wait to shoot again. And that's the question: when are we going to shoot again? When are we going to shoot again? We don't want it to be over. And one other thing, if I could touch on, Cindy had mentioned UFTA. We in Southwest Florida have an organization, United Film and Television Artists of Southwest Florida. And we are an organization that we meet once a month for our meeting, and then once a month for screening, where we screen short films. And what our group does, and it's open to anybody in the entertainment business, it's a great networking system. I have gotten work from people that have come as guests and speakers, and our goal is to continue to improve ourselves in our business. And so it's honing your skills and networking, and we not only trying to help yourself, but to help others. And we're a very cordial group, and everyone is welcome. And so I just wanted to kind of explain what that is. And if somebody is starting out in the business, there might be organizations like that in your area. So to check that out, or check in with the theaters, the theater groups, and if you don't, start out maybe as a volunteer, work on set, or audition for a role. And so those are all ways that you might learn and expand and get the bug. So
that's great information, and I will share that information forward to many people, because they always ask me, and I'm like, I have no clue because I'm not in that industry. I just air on the radio on a Christian station. Go ahead with your next comment you're going to make.
Thanks for clarifying. Thanks for clarifying that, Becky. I'm sorry I didn't. Thanks.
No, I'm glad you brought it up. Because I think it's good. It's a good group. Yeah.
How are we able to reach you?
Sydney, how are we able to reach you off air?
Facebook under Cindy Hyle. IMDb would be the same. If they want to try an email, I'm okay with that. It's CHILE. Sounds like chili, but it's CHILE 4875@comcast.net.
Okay, thank you. We're moving on, and I wanted to thank the cast, part of the cast from Love, Song, and Power, for coming on again. I truly, truly feel like you guys are part of my family as well. I wanted to move on to the next segment with Kira Devon with her Wind Up Wednesday. Kira, are you on air?
Hello, everyone. I cannot wait to see this movie. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be crazy.
Hello.
Hello.
Kira, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I just heard
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we lost you there for a second. Yes, I know. We can't wait to see this movie because it's something I'm hoping that they can actually air on 1/2/2021. So I'm really hoping that this COVID clears up so that they're able to do this. Go ahead with your wind up advice for this week.
Okay, thank you.
I will just go ahead with Wind Up Wednesday real quick. 2 things: flexibility and creativity. They go hand in hand. You have to be flexible in order to be creative. And Desiree, hi to you. I just wanted to say, and please, I hope you paid attention to everything that everyone was saying, because if you do what you love to do, then you will not ever feel like you're working. So just pay attention. Remember to be flexible, be creative, especially during these times. And if anybody needs to reach out to me, my website is KiraDevon.com, and I am on Instagram at I am Kira Devon. So I hope everyone has the rest of a great week, and just remember, be flexible and be creative.
Thank you.
Kira, thank you. We love you very much. You know, this young lady is crazy about you and your personality. We will see you guys next week on Lunchtime with Anna, and enjoy your week. God bless each and every one of you guys. A huge hug. Kisses on behalf of Desiree and Anna. Have a great week. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Good
so
job,
much.
Desiree.
Good job.
Thank
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.